have many trees. Isn't this pretty, Captain? I love all the trees. We ought to go places like this. We're just gonna walk in? I mean, it's a secret right on it.
The real covert labs don't gotta advertise it.
We're just gonna walk in? I mean, it's a secret right on it.
The real...
Who the... You. Yeah, you. Get over here. You care to explain what you're doing here? Did you miss the big sign outside? That I am. Name's Porter. If Doc Crane did send you, I'd be glad for the help. Bad news is, we haven't been able to clean these outlaws out of the lab. Good news is, they haven't been able to escape, neither.
Jimmy that one proper, Captain. Doesn't look too tough. I'm gonna guess that all the nothing in that safe isn't what we were expected to find.
Hey! You! Oh, good. You're not shooting at me. That's a start. It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint you. I suppose it does not matter. Either Crane sent you, or you are some scavenger come to rob me in my moment of weakness. Let's make a deal. I'd like to go on living. You'd probably like to make some money. Help me get out of here, and I will pay you for your trouble.
done a job of work. After you cacked their employer, the gun hands started surrendering, or trying to slip out. We heard it all from up here. Hell of a thing. Lost some of my own in the fight, and a bunch of the staff died before we could get them to Roseway. Sign on my door says it is, but that ain't your trouble. Get down to Roseway and talk to Doc Crane. He'll make sure you get what's yours.
Mind if I grab a few souvenirs?
Oh my gosh. This...
Makes you wonder about their labs.
This must be where Mr. Shaw's been working.
Oh, it's you. As if my thoughts weren't dark enough already. My research? Please tell me you've recovered it. That's... You can't possibly understand the enormity of what you've done for me. Did you find my colleague, Jameson? Jameson. I didn't do right by him, did I? Only cared about how he helped or hurt my research. You understand nothing. Me, least of all.
Oh, hello. Ah, yes. Very good. What a relief. You hold months of work in your hands. Anton would have just given them to Porter without a second thought. What a waste of potential that would have been. I see. A proper shakedown. I might have known not to trust a common thug. So be it. I'll buy them off of you. Much obliged. Here are your bits. Now, let's see here. Attach this. Voila! I can finally call this little side project complete. Thank the law. Oh. I can't be caught with this. You take it. If R&D buys the schematics from me, perhaps I'll get you the first model, hot off the presses. I'll, call you? Yes, I'll call you.
Any news? On the thing we spoke about? Don't keep me in suspense. Did you get my stuff? I mean, not mine. This... No kidding? You're the best! This is gonna make me so popular. I mean with the people who buy it, not by using it. Because I'm not. Take this. You earned it. If you run into me again after all this is over, maybe I'll have more. Pleasure doing business.
What can I do? Yeah, I ain't gonna make no comment on it.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker. Remember that you are not insured.
Heard from the lasses down on 22 that you did it.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Have you had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you? You don't hurry up. Someone will get to snooping around. What's that? Speak up. What'd you turn up? Well, that's just swells. A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just... If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me. Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shame? Prototype schematics go for a fair handful of bits around here. I suppose it can't be helped. I've got a love... It's almost time for... Yes, dear. Well, anything else? Fantastic. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the... Now. Anytime.
I'm gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet. I know. The Monarch's a moon. I think it counts anyhow.
Long as there's paying work, you can count me in.
This is...
How do you do? Huh. Oh my law. You've done it. You've saved my hide. I can't thank you enough. Now then, let me see. I just have to apply the seal here, sign like so, and... Ta-da! Here are the forms you'll need once you reach Byzantium. Oh, and a nav key so your ship can travel there. Those authorization forms will let you speak with Sophia when you arrive. I'll send her a message straight away to let her know you're coming. She'll be delighted, I'm sure.
You mean the lady who handles the chairman's business? Or the third most powerful person in the colony? Oh, right. They're the same person.
Yes, quite. Miss Akanda is just the person to take someone with your particular talents and sterling character under her wing. She can fill you in on all of the board's operations in the colony, really put your talents to use. Best of luck to you, and thank you again. Give my regards to the Unreliable.
If you like handing over money, you're gonna love Byzantium.
Wow. Byzantium. I guess that'll be pretty crowded.
Sublight. The legitimate smuggling business.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all spoke for?
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate You the one flying the unreliable... Miss Lily has been expecting you. Hey, Doc Fenhill. Glad to see you ain't moved on from Groundbreak.
Hey, Tobias. How's the leg?
Good as you left it, ma'am. Still bends and everything. A bullet went through it, most of the way. The other guy thought his ship was perfectly operational. I told him it was salvage. We disagreed.
Workplace hazards, Captain. Pretty
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. I didn't ask. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch.
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there. Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about.
Good enough for me.
We're not gonna... You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill.
I oughta. It's kept me alive this long.
I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about my wrench.
Look, it's a tool that does the job. Feelings got nothing. Nothing to do with it.
Fuse packet had the toss ball scores from the cars.
Impeccable timing, Captain. I was about to watch the latest episode in Halcyon Helen. Message from Dr. Wells. He'd like to congratulate you on finding a route to Monarch.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound. Come see me in my lab. I'll answer any questions you have. Best of luck.
Captain?
The Eternal is in us all. The OSI, a man who works in the mine, when he...
That was I am inclined to agree with your assessment, by which I mean I have been systemically programmed to do so. We'll be here, Captain. Or will we?
Hold on there. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic, us being cut off by the Board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records. Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that, it's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublet. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The Board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly. Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor? I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in? That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever.
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something? Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay. Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the...
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. Don't interrupt, it's rude. But I gotta get in there. Shit, I don't know what right. Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Nice change of pace. Out! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger? Well. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily way. Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Velma soon out of sorts too. It's always cranky.
If Velma's capable of running the Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before.
Quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail do for you? And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave medical advice to the prophet. Now, dearie. Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal. Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the custom. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the time. The one upstairs, where we store our medicine. Well, this certainly isn't worth my good health. I'll get you a dose, but I'll have you know, I'm very there, and good riddance. That's the last help you're getting from Abigail. If Velma's capable of running the warehouse,
the charm. Oh.
Says someone who's never had any fun.
Exactly. See, I'm glad someone on your crew's got some sensible. Got her. Whew, that hits the spot.
That was fast.
You be careful. The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful Great. Oh, Hiram? We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road, to if you're more of a spelunker. That said, 3's already a crowd.
Mighty big gun you got there. I'm looking forward.
work, Ms. Nyoka.
Oh, no. Monarch ain't safe, even with me around. I've just got intimate knowledge of its dangers and an abundance of fortitude.
Could I get another advance, Miss? Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this.
He's sort of the Strongs. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Well, new business. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistic?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here? Out at Devil's Peak? If you're headed that far, I see you've brought the right woman for the job.
Damn right.
But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for salt tuna. Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like this.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic discipline. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but... thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
I don't... Dang it, Captain, that's not right. Folks on Monarch shouldn't have to suffer just because the board says so.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious. Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Indeed. Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI...
on our terms.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure...
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful... I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of...
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which, in these days, it's... Do be careful. I've lost... Oh, and while you're at it... What can I do? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do? Then it's good that I keep... What can I do for you?
Have you talked to... You know, sending you is... I still don't know anything about... But I'll warn you. Grim wore her pic... Oh.
Wrapped musk and cane. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or you look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal part?
Sebastian, you ever get your hands on those pheromone sacs?
I must have hunted a dozen, but I couldn't find a single sack on any of them. Must be...
Manapillars ain't got pheromone sacs. I just told him that so he'd stop asking me for...
At least I'm getting a good haul of claws. You're in good hands, traveling with Monarch's top merc. Still, if you want any rat glands or manticlaws? Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid... I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this.
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly... You sound pretty sure. And she is...
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit between you and me, Captain. I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him,